Hello Army, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about something that literally broke the internet and has been trending everywhere since it happened. A Grammy-winning producer made some incredibly shocking statements about Jimin that nobody saw coming, and trust me, once you hear what they said, you're going to completely understand why the entire music industry and ARMY worldwide lost their minds. This isn't just another celebrity quote or a generic compliment, this is a Grammy-level music professional giving their honest, unfiltered opinion about Jimin's talent and artistry, and it's absolutely incredible. So hit that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into exactly what was said and why it matters so much. Let's set the stage first by talking about who we're dealing with here. When we say Grammy-winning producers, we're not talking about just anyone in the music industry. Grammy winners are the absolute cream of the crop, the people who have been recognized by the most prestigious music award organization in the world for their contributions to music. These are people who have worked with the biggest names in music history, who have shaped the sound of generations, and who have decades of experience in understanding what makes an artist truly exceptional. So when someone at this level says something about Jimin, it carries an enormous amount of weight and credibility. Now, as many of you know, BTS's upcoming comeback album in March 2026 features production from some of the most legendary names in the music industry. Jon Bellion and Max Martin are both confirmed to be working on the project, and both of these producers have made statements that have completely blown our minds. Let's start with Jon Bellion because his comments about Jimin specifically have been absolutely incredible and deserve to be discussed in detail. Jon Bellion first worked with Jimin on the track Who from Jimin's Muse album, and the experience clearly left a deep impression on him. In discussing his work with Jimin, Jon Bellion has been incredibly open about how surprised and impressed he was by Jimin's abilities. He talked about how when he first started working with Jimin, he expected a typical idol recording session, someone who would come in, record the vocals as directed, and leave. But that's not what happened at all. Instead, Jon Bellion described working with Jimin as a genuine artistic collaboration, the kind that producers dream about having with their artists. What specifically shocked Jon Bellion was Jimin's depth of understanding of music and production. He wasn't just a vocalist showing up to record, he was an artist with strong opinions about the sound, the arrangement, the emotional direction of the music. He could articulate exactly what he wanted the song to feel like, and he could communicate those ideas in a way that was incredibly helpful for the production process. For a solo artist who came from an idol group background, this level of musical sophistication and creative involvement was something Jon Bellion described as genuinely rare and impressive. Jon Bellion also specifically praised Jimin's vocal abilities in a way that goes beyond typical compliments. He talked about how Jimin's voice has this unique quality that's difficult to replicate, a combination of emotional depth, tonal color, and technical capability that makes it instantly recognizable and incredibly versatile. He mentioned that working with Jimin's voice was like working with a rare instrument, something that you don't encounter often in your career and something that you want to showcase in the best possible way. Now let's talk about Max Martin's perspective, because the legendary producer's acknowledgement of Jimin's talent adds another incredible layer to this story. Max Martin, as we all know, is responsible for some of the biggest pop hits in history. He's worked with Britney Spears, Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, and countless other massive artists. When someone with Max Martin's experience and track record shows interest in working with an artist, it's not something that happens casually or without serious consideration. Max Martin's involvement with BTS isn't new, he previously worked on In My Universe with Coldplay and served as executive producer for Jin's solo song, The Astronaut. But his return for the 2026 comeback album signals something important about how he views BTS and specifically the vocal capabilities of the group. Industry insiders have shared that Max Martin has been particularly impressed by the vocal diversity within BTS, with each member bringing something unique and valuable to the recordings. What's particularly exciting about the producer comments regarding Jimin is how they validate something that ARMY has known all along. We've watched Jimin grow, we've seen his dedication, we've experienced his artistry firsthand through his performances and his solo music. But hearing Grammy-winning producers acknowledge that same quality and growth from a professional perspective adds a whole new dimension to our appreciation of what Jimin has achieved. The statements from these producers also reveal something important about the current state of K-pop and its place in the global music industry. When Grammy-winning producers are not just willing but excited to work with K-pop artists, it shows that the industry has genuinely shifted. K-pop artists are no longer being viewed as a separate category or a niche market, they're being evaluated on the same level as any other global pop artist. And Jimin's ability to impress and earn the respect of these producers shows that he belongs in that conversation without question. There's also something really meaningful about what these producer comments reveal about Jimin's growth as an artist. The fact that Jon Bellion specifically highlighted Jimin's creative involvement and his understanding of production suggests that Jimin has been putting in serious work behind the scenes to develop his artistry beyond just vocal performance and dancing. He's been learning about music production, about songwriting, about the technical aspects of creating music. And that dedication to growth is exactly what Grammy-winning producers look for in artists they want to work with repeatedly. The collaboration between Jimin and these producers also highlights something about the future of global music. We're moving into an era where geographical and cultural boundaries in music are becoming less and less relevant. The fact that a Grammy-winning producer from Sweden like Max Martin and an American producer like Jon Bellion are both working with Korean artists and specifically praising those artists shows that talent transcends nationality and cultural background. Jimin's ability to connect with these producers creatively and earn their genuine respect is a beautiful example of how music can bridge cultures. What's also really touching about the producer comments is the genuine enthusiasm behind them. These aren't polite or diplomatic statements made out of obligation or contractual courtesy. When Jon Bellion talks about working with Jimin, you can hear real excitement and appreciation in his words. When producers at this level get genuinely excited about an artist, that's the kind of response that leads to truly exceptional music being created. The chemistry and mutual respect between Jimin and these producers suggests that what comes out of these studio sessions is going to be absolutely incredible. Looking ahead to the March 2026 comeback, these producer statements have set expectations incredibly high, and honestly, based on everything we know about the talent involved on both sides, BTS's artistry and the legendary production team, those high expectations are completely justified. We're about to witness music that combines the best of K-pop artistry with the production expertise of some of the most successful music makers in the world. And Jimin, at the center of that creative collaboration, is about to prove once again why Grammy-winning producers consider him such a remarkable and exciting artist to work with. The fact that these producers have been so vocal and enthusiastic about their experience working with Jimin gives us a glimpse into what the recording sessions have been like. When producers share these kinds of genuine compliments and insights publicly, it usually means the music they've created together is something they're really proud of and can't wait for the world to hear. For ARMY, that's the most exciting news possible, knowing that the people creating music with our favorite artist are genuinely thrilled about what they've made together. So there you have it, ARMY, everything these Grammy-winning producers have said about Jimin and why their statements have been so shocking and incredible. From Jon Bellion's praise of Jimin's creative depth and vocal uniqueness to Max Martin's continued investment in working with BTS, these comments validate everything we've known about Jimin's talent and artistry. Let me know in the comments what your favorite producer quote about Jimin is and how excited you are for the comeback album. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.